If the house you are living in has at least 2 out of the 5 signs we are about to talk about, don't rush to sell. In fact, don't sell at all costs, because very likely you are living on a piece of land that accumulates good energy, a place where the longer you stay, the more stable your life becomes. Money comes slowly, but steadily, and prosperity is not loud, but lasting. Have you ever noticed this? There are people who live very ordinary lives. No showing off. No doing anything outstanding. Their houses are not luxurious either. Yet money keeps coming. Work keeps flowing. Life stays peaceful. Meanwhile, there are people who work day and night, always chasing opportunities, always believing that just a little more effort will change their life. But the more they run, the more tired they get, the harder they try, the more they fall short. The problem, many times, is not how hard you try. It lies in the place where you live every single day.
Hello, I'm David Feng Shui. I'm 70 years old with over 30 years of experience in modern Feng Shui. No superstition, just psychology, energy, and real-life alignment. I've helped thousands of people regain balance, money flow, luck, and happiness in their lives. And if you're ready to refresh your energy, welcome. You're in the right place.
If you are interested in Feng Shui in a modern, practical, and easy-to-apply way, subscribe to the channel right now. Before we continue, please hit the subscribe button and leave a comment. I am living in the right place for me. Right after this, I will share 5 important signs. These are signs that, if your house currently has them, you should think very carefully before putting your pen down to sign any decision to sell your home. Sign 1. Children feel safe when they are near the house. Children often gather to play in front of the house. Even without being invited, they are happy, running around, laughing, talking, and playing for a long time without getting irritated. This is not a coincidence, and it is not because the house has more toys or a larger space than others. Children respond to living environments through feeling, not logic. When a place makes them feel safe, their bodies naturally relax, and their behavior becomes very natural. Children are the most sensitive group to the energy of a space. They are not used to hiding their emotions, and they have not learned how to endure invisible pressures. That is why children's reactions are always very real. If a house carries heavy energy, tension, or long-lasting conflict, children will sense it immediately. They get tired easily, become irritable, cling to adults, or simply want to leave as quickly as possible. On the contrary, when the energy of a house is stable and comfortable, children will naturally be drawn to it, stay longer, and not feel bored. This does not depend on whether you are friendly or not. It also does not depend on whether your house is big or small, new or old. This is a direct response to the energy field of the living space. In modern Feng Shui and environmental psychology, a space with stable energy usually does not create silent pressure on the nervous system. There is no feeling of needing to be on guard. There is no underlying tension that keeps the body in a constant state of alert. Adults can live for many years in a tense house without realizing it, because they have become used to holding themselves together. Children cannot. Children react immediately. That is why children are considered a very accurate living gauge of a home's energy quality. When children feel safe, it is very likely that the adults living there are also being protected from long-term mental exhaustion. Even if they cannot put that feeling into words, a house that attracts children is often a place with stable yang energy. Stable yang energy does not mean it is always noisy or joyful. It means the energy is not chaotic, not being pulled apart, and does not accumulate negative emotions over a long period of time. Living in such an environment, people sleep more easily, recover better after work pressure, and are less likely to fall into prolonged stress. This directly affects finances and life momentum. When the mind is not constantly tense, people make fewer rushed decisions. They spend less impulsively. They chase fewer opportunities just because they are afraid of missing out. Money in houses like this usually does not come very fast, but it comes steadily and is easier to keep. That is the foundation of lasting prosperity, not short-term luck. You can observe this in real life. Families living in houses where children often gather to play nearby rarely fall into prolonged crises. Their lives have ups and downs, but they always have something to lean on. They may not become wealthy early, but they rarely reach a state of exhaustion. That is a sign of a living environment that knows how to hold people, hold the rhythm of life, and hold fortune. Therefore, if you notice that children in your area often come to play in front of your house, feel safe, comfortable, and happy there, consider this a very valuable sign. This is not something that can be created with money or short-term effort. This is an indicator that your house carries stable, safe energy and is suitable for nurturing people over the long term. A place like this may not make you rich quickly, but it helps you build a solid life, step by step, over the years. Sign 2. Natural sounds appear consistently. At night, especially after rain, you can hear frogs croaking. Early in the morning, there is birdsong, not too loud, not harsh. This is a very clear sign that the environment around the house has a stable energy rhythm. Natural sounds do not appear regularly in chaotic, tense places or in areas that are constantly disturbed. They only exist in spaces that are quiet enough, safe enough, and balanced enough for life to maintain its natural biological rhythm. Frogs and birds are species that react extremely quickly to their environment. They do not stay in places with heavy energy, pollution, or constant instability. When you hear frogs after the rain, it shows that humidity, temperature, and the surrounding space are in harmony. When birds sing in the early morning, it is a sign of a healthy day-night cycle, where energy is restored steadily and not disrupted by prolonged stress. In modern Feng Shui, natural sounds are a manifestation of energy moving at the right pace. A place that is too silent, without any living sounds, is often a place where energy is compressed or stagnant. In contrast, gentle, steady natural sounds that are not irritating indicate that energy is flowing. When energy flows, human life tends to encounter fewer blockages, especially in work and finances. The sound of frogs is not a sign of sudden wealth. It represents financial energy that operates quietly but persistently, like a small stream flowing steadily every day. Not noisy, not showy, but rarely drying up. Houses where natural sounds appear consistently usually do not create sudden financial leaps, but they also rarely fall into prolonged crises. Money comes more slowly, but it is easier to keep. Natural sounds also have a direct impact on the nervous system. Morning bird song helps the body shift into an alert state naturally. Without being startled or stressed, it helps the mind feel clearer at the start of the day. Frog sounds at night, especially after rain, often appear in quiet moments. When everything slows down, this helps the body relax more easily and enter deeper sleep. Stable sleep is a key factor in maintaining health, emotional balance, and long-term decision-making ability. In modern life, especially in densely populated residential areas, people are used to living with artificial noise, traffic, machinery, electronic devices. These sounds keep the nervous system in a state of mild alert, even if we do not realize it. When this state lasts for a long time, people become easily tired, easily irritated, and more likely to make poor decisions due to stress. Natural sounds, on the other hand, help the body return to its natural biological rhythm, where reactions are slower and clearer. You can observe this very clearly in real life. People who live in houses where they often hear birds in the morning or frogs at night usually describe their lives as stable and manageable, not always smooth, but rarely falling into prolonged panic. When difficulties arise, they handle things step by step, instead of reacting impulsively. This is an indirect but very powerful effect of an environment where energy moves steadily. Natural sounds cannot be created through effort. You cannot force birds to come or call frogs to appear. They only show up when the surrounding environment is suitable. Therefore, if your house has natural sounds that repeat over time, consider it a very valuable sign. It shows that this space is supporting you in living at the right pace, thinking more clearly, and maintaining long-term stability. Sign 3. Morning light and natural cool breeze regularly enter the house. Morning sunlight comes into the house. Even if it is just a few gentle rays, cool air flows naturally, and the indoor atmosphere feels light and comfortable. This shows that yang energy is functioning well. This is one of the most important signs that a house has healthy, vibrant life energy. Morning light and natural airflow do not only make the space brighter and cooler, but also directly affect the mind, biological rhythm, and the way people make decisions every day. Morning sunlight is the purest and most stable form of energy during the day. It appears right after night ends, when the body and mind are transitioning from rest to activity. When this light enters the house naturally, it helps regulate the body's internal clock, making the mind more alert and emotions more balanced. People who live in homes that receive morning light often start their day with greater clarity, feel less sluggish, and are less prone to unexplained irritability. Natural cool breeze plays an equally important role. Airflow prevents the indoor air from becoming stale or compressed. When air can circulate, emotions can circulate more easily as well. In modern Feng Shui, stagnant air is often associated with feelings of blockage, heaviness, and stagnation. In contrast, gentle, steady, natural airflow indicates that energy is moving at the right pace, not too strong and not too weak. A space like this makes people breathe more easily, both physically and mentally. From a psychological perspective, natural light and fresh air help reduce background stress that many people are not even aware of. Many people live in enclosed homes, running air conditioning all day and rarely opening windows. This is convenient, but over time, it keeps the body in a state of mild stimulation. When that state continues, people become more tired, more impatient, and more likely to make rushed decisions. A home with morning light and natural breeze allows the body to self-regulate, reduce invisible pressure, and increase the ability to focus. This has a direct impact on finances. When the mind is stable, people react less emotionally. They make fewer impulsive purchases. They take fewer risks just because they are afraid of being left behind. Money in houses like this usually does not come in sudden bursts, but it comes steadily and is easier to keep. This is the major difference between short-term luck and long-term stability. You can observe this very clearly in real life. Houses that may not be large, but are bright in the morning and well ventilated, often create a pleasant feeling the moment you step inside. People living there complain less about prolonged exhaustion. They may still be busy and under pressure, but they rarely fall into a state of burnout. This shows that the living environment is helping them recover every day, instead of quietly draining their energy. In Feng Shui, when yang energy functions well, the energy inside the house tends to flow outward in a healthy way. This helps social relationships run more smoothly. Work face fewer delays, and opportunities arrive at the right time, not because of luck, but because the people in that space are clear-headed enough to recognize and seize opportunities when they appear. One important point to note is that both light and airflow must be natural. Strong artificial lighting or mechanical ventilation systems do not create the same effect. They provide convenience, but they cannot replace the natural rhythm of the environment. When a house allows morning light and cool breeze to enter naturally, it is a sign that its design and location are in harmony with the surrounding environment. Sign 4. Water around the house is not in a dead state. Wells, ponds, fish tanks, water containers, or fountains are always clean, odorless, not dried up, and have gentle movement. This is a very clear sign that the financial energy flow around the house is being maintained steadily. In modern feng shui, water does not symbolize money in a superstitious sense. Water represents circulation, the ability to keep rhythm, and to sustain resources over time. What matters is not how much water you have, but the state that water is in. Dead water is stagnant water that is dirty, smelly, or frequently dried up. Places like this often create a feeling of heaviness, stuffiness, and lack of vitality. When the water around a house falls into this state, energy also tends to stagnate. People living in such spaces often feel prolonged fatigue, difficulty concentrating, and a sense of being stuck, especially when it comes to money. In contrast, clean water with gentle movement shows that energy is flowing at the right rhythm. Without blockage, gentle movement is the key factor. Water does not need to flow strongly. It does not need to be loud. It just needs to not stand still. Water that moves too forcefully can create a sense of unease and financial leakage. Water that stays still for too long easily creates stagnation. When water moves gently and steadily, it reflects a stable financial flow, not explosive, but not broken. This is the type of energy that helps people sustain life in the long term, rather than chasing short-term surges filled with risk. In real life, houses with clean and stable water sources nearby usually do not make the people living there overly anxious about money. Not because they are always abundant, but because they rarely fall into severe shortage. Money comes more steadily. Spending is better controlled. Major financial shocks occur less often. This is a very clear expression of a living environment that knows how to retain wealth, rather than merely attract it. Water also has a strong impact on human emotions. Environments with clean, calm, and stable water often bring a sense of mental ease. People become calmer when facing problems, when emotions are not suppressed. Decisions related to money are less driven by fear or panic. This is why many people who live near water describe their lives as feeling more breathable. even when their income is not higher than others. One notable point is that many people move because they feel their old house is no longer new, no longer convenient, or no longer trendy. But after moving, they begin to experience prolonged financial difficulties without understanding why. In many cases, they have left a place with good water energy, a place that once quietly helped them maintain a stable cash flow. When this element is lost, finances become more unstable, even though income on paper has not decreased at all. In modern Feng Shui, the saying, "Where there is water, there is money," does not mean that having water automatically makes you rich. It means that the water must be alive. Alive here means clean, stable, and moving. When water is alive, the energy around the house is also alive. When energy is alive, people recover better after setbacks, adapt better to change, and maintain a healthy life rhythm over the long term. You do not need to build a large pond or create complex landscaping. Sometimes it is just a small water container kept clean, a simple fountain that runs steadily, or a fish pond that is carefully maintained. What matters is how you treat the water. When you keep water clean and stable, you are reinforcing the message that you respect the flow of life and finances, rather than trying to control it through pressure. Sign 5. Natural life chooses to stay around the house. Plants around the house grow green and healthy even without much care. With few pests and little wilting, bees build nests in calm, stable spots. Swallows or sparrows return to nest year after year. This is the deepest and most reliable sign that a living space has stable energy. Nature does not stay in chaotic places. It does not choose areas filled with tension, disturbance, or constant change. When natural life chooses to stay, it is because the environment is safe enough to be sustained over the long term. Plants directly reflect the quality of the soil and the surrounding environment. When the land is healthy and energy is balanced, plants grow naturally. Leaves are evenly green. Stems are strong. There are few pests and little abnormal wilting. What matters is that this happens even when humans do not take excessive care of them. In contrast, in places with weak energy, plants are often frail, easily diseased, or die early, even when they are fertilized and watered regularly. Plants do not lie. They respond honestly to their environment. In modern Feng Shui, plants represent growth energy, but sustainable growth only appears when the foundation is stable. A space that allows plants to grow naturally usually also helps people recover better after fatigue. People living there are less likely to experience prolonged burnout. They may still be busy and under pressure, but they have the ability to regain energy after each cycle of stress. This is a very important factor for long-term stability in both life and finances. Bees are a special sign. Bees do not build nests in places that are noisy, heavily vibrating, or frequently disturbed. They only choose locations that are calm, stable, and safe enough for long-term building. Bees represent order, discipline, and persistence. When bees build nests near a house, it shows that the surrounding environment has a steady energy rhythm, without sudden shocks or erratic changes. This type of energy is very good for accumulation, rather than depletion. Swallows and sparrows are the same. These are species that are extremely sensitive to their living environment. They do not return to places with prolonged conflict, stressful noise, or unstable energy. When birds return to nest year after year, it is a sign that the space maintains safety over time. Not just good for a short phase, but stable enough for life to trust and return repeatedly. Repetition is the key factor. 1 year of green plants or one visit from birds may be coincidence. But when life returns consistently over the years, it is a very strong indicator. It shows that the energy of the house does not drain quickly. In financial life, rapid depletion is often more dangerous than slow growth. A space that knows how to hold energy often also helps people hold money, maintain life rhythm, and preserve important relationships. You can feel this very clearly when you step into such houses. They do not need to be overly beautiful. They do not need to be extremely quiet, but there is a very distinctive feeling, a feeling of being able to live here for a long time. The body naturally relaxes, breathing slows down, the mind feels lighter. This state is what allows people to think long-term, instead of reacting short-term under pressure. Nature does not care whether you are rich or poor. It only cares about stability. Therefore, when plants, bees, and birds choose to stay around your house, it is a sign that this land is suitable for long-term building, not for gambling, not for short-term flipping, but for living, working, raising a family, and accumulating over time. In Feng Shui, this is called land that gathers blessings. Interpreted in modern language, it is an environment that does not drain human energy. When you are not being drained, you work more sustainably, you think more clearly, you adjust your life better. Financial fortune in such spaces usually does not skyrocket, but it also very rarely collapses. You have just gone through 5 signs that are not loud, not showy, but extremely valuable. They do not come to promise quick wealth. They come to tell you whether the house you are living in is nurturing people, maintaining the rhythm of life, and protecting financial fortune or not. Before thinking about selling your house, changing homes, or chasing a place that seems better, pause for a moment. Observe how life around you responds. If your house has 2 or 3 of these signs repeating over time, that is not a coincidence. It is an indicator of a living environment with a solid foundation. The longer you stay, the less you are drained, fewer mistakes, fewer long downward slides. And that is exactly how sustainable prosperity is formed. Quietly, but very firmly. If you do not see enough of these signs right now, don't worry. Modern Feng Shui is not blind belief. It is the art of adjusting the environment so people can live better day by day. When people are stable, fortune will gradually stabilize as well. Before leaving the video, leave a positive affirmation in the comments. For example, I am grateful for the home that is protecting my life. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. We do not chase luck. We build a foundation, so luck has a place to stay for the long term.